Okay, y'all, so we're gonna make these quick black eyed peas today. I like to get the frozen black eyed peas in a bag. If you find some that are in a can that are not seasoned, you can use those as well. I know Glory Products has some great black eyed peas in a can, but you really don't even have to season those because they season them already. But I like to use the fresh frozen ones because then I can season them the way that I want to. So this is going to be a quick side dish that I'm making. And to be honest, you guys, I am in the process of making another video about how I make my lamb. So I have my cast iron Dutch oven over here on the side, and I thought to myself, listen, we're just gonna make a separate video on how I make my black eyed peas. So while I have my lamb cooking, I'll be making the black eyed peas. Now, I also have to say this disclaimer: I don't have the smoked turkey that I usually put, turkey legs, turkey wings, turkey neck, something like that. I don't have that available. We've kind of been snowed in and frozen in the Chicagoland area for the last few days. So I did not have the luxury to go out and get my smoked meat like I normally like it. But that's where your intuition comes in. You know, you make things do what it do. I have a little bit of bacon grease left over from our bacon this morning, and what I could have done was saved like a section of that bacon grease and sauteed it up in here to have some meat to our black eyed peas, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead this morning, so I just had this bacon grease saved, and it's going to add wonderful flavor to it without us having the meat that typically goes in black eyed peas. So just trust me, this is going to work out just fine. So what I'm going to do first is, this is really an easy thing to do. What I'm going to do first is just chop up my onions. I'm not going to dice them or anything. I'm just going to chop them up very heavily and then start sauteing these vegetables in here. And then all I'm going to do is add the black eyed peas with my broth and add my seasonings. Actually, here's a tip. I have learned that if you add your seasonings to your vegetables while they are cooking, that it will infuse into your vegetables. And then once you add your black eyed peas and your broth, that sauce, that seasoning is already going to be in the sauce. So you don't even really have to touch it up and season later on if you don't want to. So we're going to turn our heat on, like medium or medium high. I like to start off with medium first because I don't like to burn my stuff. So if you had some olive oil, you could drizzle some olive oil in here because that's great for sauteing. You don't have to use bacon grease. You can use olive oil and your smoked turkey meat or whatever other kind of meat that already has flavor. And you can put that in your pan and saute your vegetables. So I'm just gonna wait for this to heat up. Should be very quick. All right, that looks like it's pretty hot. So I'm gonna just add these onions in here and bell pepper. This is the orange bell pepper. And listen, you can use whatever color bell pepper you want, whatever you have. I just so happen to like orange bell pepper. I use red bell pepper, green bell pepper. You could use whatever. Sometimes I like to chop them up where they're a little bit smaller for bite-sized use, but don't worry about it. I'm just picking some of these out because I realized that I made them too big. But you know what? This your pot of black eyed peas. If you like big chunks of vegetables, then leave them as big chunks. It don't matter. I mean, it's whatever you like to pick up on your fork. The reason why, actually, the only reason why I'm chopping these up smaller is because my son, he loves black eyed peas, and guys, they are out of school tomorrow, and I know that he's gonna probably get some of these for his lunch, and he doesn't like big chunks. I guess he's at that stage in life where he wants everything to be small. So we're going to chop these veggies up, because if it was just me, I would take a big chunk and be happy with it. So I'm just chopping these up a little bit more for him. And let me get my spatula. Okay, got my spatula. Just turn them around a little bit over and over. And chop this one up a little bit more. Now, y'all know I didn't pre-plan this. I just thought it would be a good idea to have some black eyed peas with our lamb today. So, if I would have pre-planned this, I probably would have had everything already chopped up and not reaching my hand in the pot. But this is my family. You do what you need to do for your family, okay? I've already washed my hands. Make sure your hands are clean. But this is what me and my boys are going to eat today. And, you know, I wouldn't dare give them anything that is unsanitary, anything that is, you know, out of order. So, this is what I do for my family. All right. So, now we're just going to season. Okay, so here's the seasoning that I'm choosing to use today. These have typically worked out for me. Okay, everybody that I know in the culture that I grew up in, they got some Lawry seasoning salt in their cabinet. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. I do like the flavoring of it, but I try not to use too much of it because it is very salty. I like to use that real sea salt that I told you guys about. But I am going to season these vegetables with this. And if I need to add some more towards the end, I will go ahead and use my real sea salt to just punch it up a little bit. But let me add this Lawry's right here. Okay, I'm also going to add citrusy garlic seasoning to this. I like to add a little bit of crushed red pepper because I like a little extra spice in my black eyed peas. I'm also going to add just a little bit of white pepper. White pepper has a very distinct flavor and smell, so if you want to try some white pepper, go ahead. It's not bad at all. It is actually a beautiful flavoring that you can add to your meals. Just a little bit though, because it's so strong that it can be overpowering. Okay, so y'all know we always got to add onion powder. Got to add some onion powder. Always. Okay, and we're also going to add some garlic powder. All right, that's good enough. Okay, and what y'all know, what I was going to do, add some smoked paprika, because smoked paprika go on everything. Everything. And this is also going to add to the smokiness that the smoked turkey meat would have added. Alright, now I'm going to add my herb de Provence towards the end because herb de Provence, when you're sauteing it on high for a long time, it has a tendency to burn. So I'm just going to save this towards the end. So let me start mixing this. Mixing it up. Put all the onions and the bell peppers, they are soaking up all of this flavor, all of this seasoning with that bacon grease and everything. So this is, everything we add to it is now going to envelop that seasoning as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and open this. And all we're making is one bag. Typically, if I was doing this for you know, like if I wanted it for like a holiday season or something where I know we want to eat it for a few more days, I would make 2 bags of this. And I would also have my meat in here so that it could almost be like its own meal by itself. But today, I'm only going to do 1 bag of black eyed peas. So we're just going to dump this in here. Okay. And I forgot to mention, so this bag is a 16-ounce frozen bag of black eyed peas. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some chicken broth. This is a low sodium kind because I don't want to, if I don't have to get my salt from anything extra, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I want to be able to add the amount of salt that I want to my meals instead of it already being incorporated into my broth. So we're going to add some of this in here. So this is a family size container. Let's see, it's about 48 fluid ounces in here, but we are probably only going to add half. Yeah, that's about half the container. Okay, gonna stir that all up in there. And I also like to add, let's see, where is it? Okay. I also like to add liquid smoke. If I know that I ran out of my smoked meat or I don't have the meat that I usually put in there, I like to add this liquid smoke because it adds that smoky flavor that the smoked meat would have added to the meal. And I'm telling you, it is amazing. So try some liquid smoke. Okay, so that's good enough. All right, that was about 3 squirts. Now, I always like to balance out things with apple cider vinegar. This is the apple cider vinegar that I like to use. You can use any that you want. So that's just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, and now's the time where I can go ahead and add my herb de Provence. And I would say that was about a tablespoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. I'm not sure. It's whatever your soul tell you to add. That's how much you add. This is why this is called soul food. All right, so now we're just gonna stir this up. Let this start simmering. Bring it to a boil a little bit, then turn it down where it can start simmering. And then we're gonna taste it, because of course you always taste your food before you serve it to somebody. And we will see if it needs a little bit of sea salt, the real sea salt, or if it's just fine with the way it is. So we're gonna let that cook. All right, now, so we're gonna check on our black eyed peas. It's been about 30 minutes, so they should be done. I turned off the heat, and don't know if you can see that, but a lot of that gravy has self-created, but these are not going to be mushy. They're not going to be soggy. Like, that's one thing that I used to hate about black eyed peas is I think people used to cook them for too long and it would make the black eyed peas just mushy and soggy. These are not. These are gonna be good. So let me just get a little plate and taste them. Okay, so I just got a little bit. Wait for it to cool off. And I'm gonna taste to see if it needs any additional seasoning. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. That's good. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't need no more salt, nothing. It's perfect. Okay, so here you go. I just added about 2 spoonfuls. I'm gonna get some more gravy and put it on top. But like I said, I don't like my black-eyed peas to be mushy. So just this little gravy that it has is good enough for me. So there you go. Those are our black-eyed peas. So this is a very, very good, healthy, in my opinion, healthy meal for you to fix for your family on a weekday or a Sunday. All right. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.